Never heard of the Millennium Falcon? Should I have? It's a ship that made the Kessel run in less than 12 parsecs.
Hey everyone, and welcome to
Kessel Run Weekly.
My name is Danny.
I'm Heather.
And today we are going to be talking Forces of Destiny. So by now, we've had our second half of the first season, I believe is what they're calling it, for Forces of Destiny. What do you think about it?
I really like it. I mean, for a little kids show. I mean,
yeah.
It is, But I think that it is fun, and it has a little lesson here and there, and a little action here and there, and I think that it's kind of cool.
Oh, definitely. And I still hear the complaints about the animation. And I wanted to kind of talk to you about that first before we really start diving into the individual episodes. Because, I mean, in a way, I feel like I get it, but at the same time, just like you said a second ago, it's for little kids. I mean, Star Wars is for everyone, yes, and you and I can enjoy these for what they are, but that's the thing, is that we can enjoy them for what they are. So, where do you stand on the animation?
Well, I mean, it's basic animation that tells a story in, 3 minutes? So if they were to spend a lot more doing CGI or computer-generated graphics, which is CGI, but...
yeah.
Anyway, but, if they did, like, the computer-generated animation, it would be, I mean, it'd still be the same story.
Definitely.
Why can't we just use our imaginations and enjoy the French onions?
Oh, gosh. I had a feeling that was coming, too. That is one animation that does still bother me, though. Anakin's, because it doesn't look anything true to any version of Anakin that we've ever seen, whether it be live action or animated. Even the one in Rebels, and even though he kind of still looks pretty, at the same time, he doesn't have these giant lips with this weird, I don't know. That's the only animation I feel like they just missed. So I don't know.
Yeah. So we start out with the first episode. It is Sabine and Ketsu in Newest Recruit.
Yes. And
Ketsu is not convinced that she wants to be in the rebellion. I mean, who would go from, except for Sabine, from bounty hunter to rebel?
Well, and what's cool that I found with it was that it's where we last left her, too. So it's picking up from that story where she had to become a rebel of some kind. And so I think that it's really cool that we get kind of the continuation, I can't talk, the continuation of that story, and get to see Ketsu finally actually join the rebellion. So yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And then she gets to join she decides that it's perfect, and that's how you end it. It's perfect,
right? Well, and what I like in these two is that all of them have had some kind of moral to the story, which I think is really cool, because all of these are just little story tidbits that don't seriously affect canon in any way, but it's stuff that you kind of well, I assumed it probably happened at one point or another, but you don't really. And so, I mean, it's, in all honesty, it's kind of a lot of headcanon coming to life. But was I the only one that kind of cracked up when the little bat kid fell out of the crate?
No, I love little bat kid. Bat kid.
I was like, well, that was out of nowhere, but that's cool.
I'm wondering how the little guy got in there and how he was breathing and.
Right. Well, he had 4 nostrils, so maybe that makes it easier. I don't know.
But I love to see Ketsu in action, in her little beginning of her rebellion and trying to figure out we're doing this for food and not understanding the importance of food to a group of people because she's just used to feeding herself.
Right. And I really like too that well, for one, her armor is legit. Like, took a shot, and that's what armor's supposed to do. Take a note, stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Your emperor doesn't love you.
One thing is that Sabine knocked out a stormtrooper with her helmet.
I mean, you gotta start seeing the flaws. Like, I don't understand how you could still be like, yeah, I'm gonna join up with the Empire. I'm gonna be a stormtrooper. Wait,
yeah.
why are there so many people being recruited all the time? Wait, we lost the last class? What?
Yeah, I'm gonna get smacked up against the head with a piece of a helmet, and I'm against my helmet.
Right.
And I'm gonna just go down.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be passed out.
And I mean, I'd imagine that it didn't feel good, but at the same time,
well,
it should not knock you out.
Like, knock you out.
Right. So, still the flaw of the stormtrooper armor. Maybe we'll get like a Star Wars story, like how the stormtrooper armor is made, kind of thing. Like, hey, it's just plastic.
Yeah. Well, maybe there is kind of a Urso situation in the factories that make the stormtrooper armor, and he or she has built in a flaw into the armor to make it completely ineffective, and nobody's noticed yet.
I mean, it's not impossible, because we did see in Rebels where Thrawn found some people sabotaging things. So, hey, maybe the rebellion made it deep.
Maybe so.
But I really like, though, with the whole helping others in need. That's what I've been enjoying a lot with all the Forces of Destiny stuff, because it's themes that you see anyways in Rebels. It just, or I'm sorry, not just Rebels, Star Wars in general, but it brings it to the forefront. And really puts it out there of, hey, sometimes you've got to take the lesser jobs to help people in need. I mean, Ketsu got her action, as she was wishing for, which made for a cool episode, but at the same time, I mean, I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was really cool. I liked her getting her symbol, too. The symbol of the rebellion. I thought that was really cool.
I did, too. Okay, so the next one is Tracker Trouble.
Yes. So
we get to see Han.
Yes, which his voice is a little weird, but that's okay because it's not Harrison Ford. Okay. not a complaint. Yes.
Yeah, I can't get all the voices. So
I mean, that voice actor did great. I mean, how he did it. So I mean, no complaints. I just thought it was funny because you've got Finn and you got Rey, and then another voice actor doing Han, and it was just kind of like, okay, I mean, I'll take it.
Harrison Ford was sick that day.
I mean, maybe he just doesn't do cartoons.
Maybe not.
Too busy with Blade Runner. No. But I really like this one.
Did that come out today?
I think it either came out today or yesterday. I think it was yesterday. I don't know. I could be wrong. No, it would have been Friday. Yeah, it would have been Friday.
Gotcha.
Haven't seen it yet, but anyways. But I really like this one because of the imagery, too, of this. Especially the last shot of all of it, where you get to see them all in the cockpit together. I love that so much. That is my favorite image in the entire Forces of Destiny so far.
I liked when Rey was like, we make a good team.
Mm-hmm.
Even though, she's going to try to go back home, she's, still she's acknowledging that they make a great team, whether she's going to stay or not. Right.
It's cool because it's kind of gives you, I mean, it's an evolution of her character that you see happen in Force Awakens, on their way to Takodana and everything, but at the same time you see her kind of still holding on. And still wanting to kind of do it, but it's cool because this, to me, adds a different dynamic. Like you said, she said, we make a great team. It's almost intending to stay, but I don't know, like it's cool because it doesn't change canon in any way. It's on the way to Takodana, but at the same time, it's interesting seeing how they interact to a problem like that, and then the fact that Rey is kind of thinking about the future with this crew.
Right.
Yeah. And then we have the return of Teddy Bear Chewie, so that's cool.
Yes, the
Teddy
boyfriend.
Chewie, yes.
Yeah, well, I think the boyfriend because Maz is the one that does the beginning,
Yes.
Intro.
We know your love for
Anyway.
Chewie. No, I'm just teasing.
I like Chewie. I think he's awesome, especially when he's ripping off arms.
Oh, that's the best time.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so, I mean, yeah, I really loved that episode. Did you have anything else you wanted to add on to that one?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, that one just came down to me, Ray just acknowledging that there is a world outside of Jakku.
Yeah, there could be life after this, kind of. Yeah.
Right.
I like that a lot.
Next, we see Yoda and Ahsoka in Teach You I Will.
I loved this one so much.
I did too.
Did you
I
catch?
think this one was my favorite.
Really? See, I think it was mine too. Yeah.
I loved, seeing Ahsoka and Anakin going, training together because knowing what they're going to have to do. It was kind of a moment of like, it's not going to be very long, and then y'all are really going to be doing that for real.
Right, like the move that she used on Yoda. Like, I got some serious Twilight of the Apprentice feels with that. Because the second that she turned around and that crisscross over her back, I was just like, that's where she learned it. Because that would have been the first time that would have come to play. Which is really cool that Yoda was the one that pulled it out of her. So it's like almost unknowingly he was teaching her how to protect herself in the future.
Right. Well, he knew that's what he was doing.
I mean, towards her master. Because that's a move.
He didn't know who it was going to be against, obviously.
Right.
Or that would have been a totally different movie. But,
right.
I loved how she forgot the formality of, bowing. And, she's not used to two lightsabers because we always see her with two lightsabers. We don't, and she always seems very comfortable and confident.
Right.
With them. But I also like that in a community of everybody being the same, uniformity, Yoda is trying to explain to her that her uniqueness is what can make her strong.
Are you getting restored faith for the Jedi? Is that what I hear here?
No.
I'm just teasing. They were right once.
Yeah, everybody can. The Jedi has a lot of good wisdom. That I do believe that they just went about it the wrong way. I think.
I would agree. One of my favorite lines in this episode, though, was when Yoda was talking to her. It was actually right after she forgot to bow. Much like your master, you are. Which I thought was really cool because then it pans over to Anakin for a second.
Did you see Anakin's face?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, he was like, "Urgh."
Exactly, but it's cool because it's like you're seeing. Even going toward Twilight of the Apprentice, where we know that this ultimately, it doesn't end, but this is their confrontation. To end all confrontations, just about. It's really cool seeing him even acknowledge that when he says that, because he kind of gives that face like, I don't know if that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Like, even he's like, oh, what have I done? But at the same time, it's cool because you get to see two sides of Anakin. So it's almost as if Anakin lived even though he became Vader. He just lived through Ahsoka and the training that he provided to her and everything. So I thought that was a really cool dynamic. I love that line. That was perfect placement.
I think Anakin lived in Vader, even though.
Well, yeah.
Anakin and Vader, but that's a totally different show.
For sure.
All right, number 4, Starfighter Stunt. We have Ahsoka and Padme flying around in their little starfighters, and Ahsoka is teaching Padme how to dogfight, I guess.
Basically, yeah.
Basically.
Definitely. What did you think of this one? Because I didn't really have a whole lot of thoughts on this one.
It wasn't my favorite, but what I pulled from it is that you can follow your instincts and learn from them, listen to them, but also try to learn from those around you.
I heard Qui-Gon the whole time. Yeah, I heard Qui-Gon the whole time. Feel, don't think, use your instincts.
Right.
That's exactly what I thought of, and I was like, I like that. But yeah, I mean, I would agree with you. It wasn't my favorite either. It was cool action, is basically what I got out of it. It was neat seeing Padme in that kind of role, because I mean, we obviously know she can handle herself. We've seen her handle herself multiple times, but seeing that she chooses to add that to her skill set is really cool. It gives a different dimension to her.
She constantly tries to improve,
which is really, really neat. It's cool to me seeing Anakin live on in so many people, though. Like, I don't, and maybe I'm looking at it wrong, but I mean, like, because you've got Anakin teaching Ahsoka, and Ahsoka, they end up facing off and everything, and then even through Padme for a short time, Ahsoka's teaching Padme. Well, I saw that face. But Ahsoka's teaching Padme, but Anakin taught Ahsoka. And so it's cool seeing how many people Anakin truly did affect, just in his life in general. Everything he's done, he's so connected to everyone. It's just, I don't know, that's just cool to me.
I think so too. And, I think that if Padme had lived, she would be a formidable enemy.
Oh, absolutely. I honestly believe that she would have been the one to take up the rebellion way sooner. And be like, you're doing what, Annie? Oh, got it. All right. So, yeah. I mean, that would be an interesting what if for sure. So, yeah, definitely. So, that's our Forces of Destiny so far. So overall, for this, I guess, first season, because I don't think that there's any more episodes to this season yet, I believe. Well, how would you say this season's going so far?
I think that it's going very well. I think that it shows children that they can learn, improve, listen, but understand and trust themselves as much as they trust other people.
Oh, definitely. I completely agree with that. And that's my favorite thing about this whole Forces of Destiny just series, is that it's something that relates to kids, to teach them those morals, really, that George Lucas meant to in the beginning anyways, when he made Star Wars. The whole purpose of Star Wars was a coming-of-age story of the things that you're going to face when you grow up, the choices between the dark and the light, and all that. And Forces of Destiny just really, really puts that out in front. I think I said Forces of Destiny. I think it puts it to the forefront, and pulls those morals out for an age group that, I mean, ultimately, if we're being honest, a lot of them have already seen Star Wars. I mean, right. Yeah, so I mean, they're already familiar with it, but it's now something tailored to them. It's something that I could feel comfortable seeing, to show my youngest niece and be like, hey, check this out. And she'd probably enjoy it. So, I mean, I love the series so far.
My 5-year-old loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Oh,
he
yeah.
was, look, it's Ahsoka and Yoda. I've never seen Ahsoka and Yoda go at it like that before.
Right.
I mean, it was a fun thing that we can sit around and we can watch together.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely. And the YouTube content that's key for kids. I mean, every time I'm with my little niece, that's what she's watching is YouTube. She always wants to watch Mickey Mouse Clubhouse or something like that. But that's all available there, which makes it really accessible. And this is the perfect medium for this kind of Star Wars to come out to that younger age. So, I mean, I'm all for more and more seasons of Forces of Destiny. Filoni and everyone else working on the project's doing an amazing job. I love hearing the Clone Wars actors coming back with everybody. I just absolutely love it. So cool. So did you have anything else you wanted to add to it, or?
I can't think of anything. I mean, it's just, I I still want Ray's staff. Well, I don't, but Seth does, like, horribly, and we keep looking for it, and we can't find it. We're gonna have to, like, Google it or something.
You're talking about the one that released for Forces of Destiny?
I think so. Didn't they have, like, a staff?
Yeah, they did.
Release?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll keep an eye out for you. Or, if you guys want to send us one, hey! we wouldn't be mad.
I wouldn't be mad. No, but yeah, we keep looking for Ray staff. Mm-hmm. But we live in a tiny little town, and boys don't need no staff.
Oh, whatever. They absolutely need staff. I mean,
Yes,
what are you going to knock your brother out with? I mean, come on.
Well, yeah, it's like, it's really cool. I like it.
Definitely. So cool. So, all right, guys. So, be looking for more Forces of Destiny, obviously, in the future. From what I understand, there's going to be more and more coming out for that, and I hope that there's more and more. And so, if you guys have any comments, or if you want to talk about your favorite episode of it, your least favorite episode, anything like that, leave it in the comments below. And you can check us out on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at Kessel Run Weekly, or on our website, KesselRunWeekly.com. And so, until next time, for Kessel Run Weekly, my name is Danny.
I'm Heather.
And may the Force be with you.